Thesis writing is a defining milestone in any postgraduate journey, shaping research skills and contributing to medical science. However, navigating institutional guidelines can be complex. For students under WBUHS and NBEMS, understanding thesis protocol requirements is crucial to ensure a structured and successful research process. Each institution has distinct formats, timelines, and expectations. In this video, we'll break down these guidelines, highlight key differences, and provide a clear roadmap to help you develop a well-structured thesis protocol. Understanding research protocols. A research protocol is a detailed plan outlining a study's objectives, methodology, and analysis. It serves as a blueprint, ensuring scientific rigor, ethical compliance, and research clarity. Unlike a thesis, which reports findings, a protocol is a prospective guide that defines the study's course. A well-structured protocol strengthens research credibility, streamlines approvals, and minimizes errors. Thesis protocol. Requirements. A strong thesis protocol is built on three pillars: planning, approval, and implementation. Initial planning involves selecting a relevant research area, identifying gaps in existing knowledge, and defining a precise research question. Institutional approval is mandatory, with both WBUHS and NBEMS requiring ethics committee clearance before research begins. Implementation follows approval, ensuring adherence to the proposed methodology for reliable data collection and analysis. Timely submission is critical. WBUHS does not enforce strict deadlines but requires protocol approval before data collection, with thesis completion expected within 2 to 3 years. NBEMS mandates stricter timelines: 180 days for 3-year courses and 90 days for 2-year courses. Missing these deadlines can result in academic penalties, including ineligibility for final examinations. Key steps in developing your thesis protocol. Developing a thesis protocol begins with identifying a research gap through an extensive literature review. A well-defined research question follows, ensuring the study is focused, relevant, and feasible. Methodology selection is critical, aligning with research objectives while maintaining practicality. Ethical considerations, including informed consent, data security, and participant confidentiality, must be addressed. Finally, a structured implementation plan ensures smooth execution, minimizing potential obstacles. Protocol structure. Common elements. A thesis protocol follows a structured format. The title page should clearly present the research topic, investigator details, and institutional affiliations. The background and rationale justify the study by identifying gaps and explaining its significance. Aims and objectives define the research focus, ensuring specificity and clarity. The methodology section is the backbone of the protocol, detailing study design, sample selection, data collection methods, and statistical analysis. A well-defined methodology enhances research reproducibility and validity. WBUHS versus NBEMS. Protocol structure overview. WBUHS allows a more comprehensive protocol with detailed background analysis, an extensive literature review, and a well-defined research hypothesis. NBEMS enforces strict word limits. Titles must not exceed 120 characters, and synopses must be within 250 to 300 words. Understanding these structural differences is essential to ensure compliance and avoid unnecessary revisions. Thesis protocol. Title page requirements. Title page requirements vary between WBUHS and NBEMS. WBUHS allows a title of up to 25 words, while NBEMS restricts it to 120 characters, including spaces. Both institutions require researcher details, institutional affiliations, and supervisor information, but NBEMS also mandates the candidate's registration number. Adhering to these guidelines ensures smooth protocol approval. Summary or synopsis. Comparison. The summary or synopsis provides a concise overview of the research plan. WBUHS permits a one-page summary, with sections for background, objectives, methodology, and expected outcomes. NBEMS requires a structured synopsis of 250 to 300 words, emphasizing PICO elements: population, intervention, comparison, and outcome. Clarity and precision are key in this section. Research objectives. Institutional approaches. Research objectives define the study's purpose and direction. WBUHS requires both general and specific objectives, ensuring alignment with the research question. NBEMS differentiates between the broader aim and specific objectives with a strict 200-word limit. Both institutions emphasize the use of clear, measurable action verbs such as evaluate, assess, and compare. Research objectives. General and specific. General objectives outline the broader goal of the study, while specific objectives break it into measurable components. For example, a general objective might assess the effectiveness of a treatment, while specific objectives measure key indicators like recovery rates and biomarker changes. Well-structured objectives keep research focused and achievable. Formulating a research hypothesis. A research hypothesis is a testable prediction that establishes the relationship between variables, guiding data collection and analysis. The null hypothesis assumes no significant difference, while the alternative hypothesis suggests a measurable effect or association. A well-defined hypothesis must be clear, specific, and supported by existing literature, ensuring research validity and focus. Research hypothesis. Institutional requirements. A dedicated section for the research hypothesis, requiring both null and alternative hypotheses to be explicitly stated. NBEMS does not require a separate section, but expects the hypothesis to be integrated within the introduction or objectives. Despite formatting differences, both institutions emphasize hypothesis clarity and alignment with research aims. Background of research. Comparative requirements. The background section provides scientific context by reviewing existing literature and identifying research gaps. WBUHS requires a structured background, including rationale, literature review, and knowledge gap analysis. NBEMS separates this into an introduction, 300 to 500 words, and a literature review, 800 to 1,000 words. Both institutions stress the importance of establishing the study's relevance and contribution. Background of research. Key components. A strong background includes a well-justified rationale, setting the stage for the study's importance. The introduction provides context, gradually narrowing to the research question. The literature review critically evaluates previous studies, identifying limitations and gaps. A clear gap analysis defines how the study addresses unresolved issues, strengthening its scientific foundation. Methodology, study design. Comparison. Study design selection is crucial for research validity. WBUHS requires a detailed methodology section, outlining the research design, setting, and intervention. NBEMS includes methodology under materials and methods, with strict word limits. Both institutions expect a well-justified choice of study design, ensuring feasibility and alignment with objectives. Methodology, study design. Research designs vary based on study objectives. Experimental studies, including randomized controlled trials, establish causation by manipulating variables. Observational studies, such as cohort and case control studies, assess associations without intervention. Qualitative studies explore behaviors and experiences, while mixed methods research combines quantitative and qualitative approaches. The chosen design must align with the research question and be methodologically sound. Methodology, study setting and population. Clearly defining the study setting and population enhances research reproducibility. WBUHS requires explicit mention of the research location, duration, and participant characteristics, along with inclusion and exclusion criteria. NBEMS integrates these details within materials and methods. A well-defined study population ensures accurate data collection and reliable outcomes. Methodology, sample size and sampling. Sample size calculation is critical for ensuring statistical validity. Both WBUHS and NBEMS require justification for sample size, considering effect size, power, and significance levels. Sampling methods, random, stratified, or convenience, must be clearly described, ensuring representative and unbiased participant selection. Case control studies require precise case-to-control matching for meaningful comparisons. Methodology, study variables. Research variables must be clearly defined for accurate analysis. Independent variables are those manipulated or categorized, while dependent variables represent measured outcomes. Confounding variables, which may influence both, must be controlled to maintain study validity. Both institutions require precise operational definitions, ensuring consistency in data collection and interpretation. Methodology, data collection. Comparison. Data collection methods must be standardized and scientifically sound. WBUHS and NBEMS require detailed descriptions of data collection tools, including surveys, clinical assessments, and laboratory tests. Procedures must outline who collects the data, at what intervals, and under what conditions. Quality control measures ensure accuracy, and robust data management protocols safeguard confidentiality and prevent data loss. Methodology, laboratory investigations. For studies involving laboratory analysis, WBUHS mandates detailed descriptions of tests, including sample collection, analytical techniques, and quality control protocols. NBEMS includes laboratory investigations under materials and methods, allowing references to standard procedures. Researchers must specify all testing parameters, ensuring methodological consistency and reproducibility. Methodology, outcome. Definition and parameters. Defining study outcomes ensures measurable and meaningful results. Primary outcomes directly address the research question, such as treatment efficacy or disease progression. Secondary outcomes provide additional insights, like safety parameters or long-term effects. Both institutions require clear definitions of how, when, and by whom outcomes will be assessed, ensuring data reliability and clinical relevance. A well-defined statistical plan ensures research findings are scientifically valid and interpretable. WBUHS mandates a structured statistical section covering data organization, study variables, and interpretation methods. NBEMS requires explicit mention of statistical techniques for each objective, including the software used. Key components include descriptive and inferential statistics, handling of missing data, and adjustments for confounding variables. A robust statistical approach strengthens the credibility of research outcomes. Ethical considerations, comparative requirements. Ethical approval is mandatory before research begins. WBUHS and NBEMS require clearance from institutional ethics committees to ensure participant safety and regulatory compliance. NBEMS further mandates that ethics committees be registered with the National Ethics Committee, Registry for Biomedical and Health Research, or NECRBHR. Ethical considerations include informed consent, data confidentiality, and risk minimization, ensuring the study upholds the highest ethical standards. Composition of Ethics Committee. Ethics committees consist of multidisciplinary experts who assess research proposals for scientific and ethical integrity. Members typically include medical scientists, clinicians, legal advisors, social scientists, ethicists, and community representatives. Institutions must maintain gender and sectoral diversity to ensure balanced decision-making. A well-structured ethics committee safeguards participant rights while promoting high-quality research. For an ethics committee meeting to be valid, at least 5 members must be present, ensuring diverse perspectives in decision-making. Ideally, 50% of members should be non-affiliated with the institution to maintain objectivity. The committee is responsible for initial approval and ongoing oversight, ensuring studies adhere to ethical guidelines throughout their duration. The Ethics Committee plays a crucial role in protecting research participants. It evaluates proposals for scientific merit, ethical compliance, and risk-benefit balance. In addition to initial approval, the committee monitors studies to ensure continued adherence to ethical guidelines, intervening when necessary to prevent misconduct or harm. Securing ethics approval requires meticulous preparation. Researchers must submit a well-documented protocol, informed consent forms, and a risk-benefit assessment. Addressing potential concerns proactively increases the likelihood of approval. If revisions are requested, responding promptly and thoroughly ensures smooth progression toward research initiation. Work plan activity schedule. Comparison. A well-structured work plan helps researchers stay on track. WBUHS requires a detailed timeline, outlining research phases from preparation to completion. NBEMS does not explicitly specify this requirement, but expects a realistic schedule as part of best research practices. A typical timeline includes the preparation phase, which involves conducting a literature review and obtaining necessary approvals. This is followed by the implementation phase, where data collection takes place. Next is the analysis phase, focusing on statistical evaluation. Finally, the dissemination phase includes writing the thesis and submitting it for review. References, citation guidelines. Proper citation ensures research integrity. WBUHS requires a minimum of 12 to 20 references, while NBEMS mandates 10 to 25, following the Vancouver or ICMG style. References must be numbered sequentially in the order they appear. Using reference management tools like Mendeley or EndNote helps maintain consistency and accuracy. Important points about citation references. The Vancouver style is widely used in medical research. For journal articles, references should include author names, title, journal abbreviation, year, volume, and page numbers. For books, details such as edition, publisher, and publication year must be included. Proper citation strengthens research credibility and avoids plagiarism. WBUHS versus NBEMS. Key differences in protocol requirements. WBUHS allows a more detailed protocol format, while NBEMS enforces strict word limits. NBEMS also has stricter submission deadlines, while WBUHS provides flexibility. Understanding these differences is essential to ensure compliance and prevent unnecessary revisions or rejections. Challenges in thesis. Protocol development include scope creep, that is expanding beyond the original research question, unrealistic timelines, limited resources, and statistical complexities. A focused research question, realistic planning, and expert consultations can help overcome these challenges. Tips for writing a clear and concise protocol. A well-structured protocol should use precise, concise language, avoiding unnecessary complexity. Logical sequencing ensures clarity, and information should be presented systematically. Visual elements like tables and flowcharts enhance readability and aid comprehension. Selecting the right thesis guide is crucial for research success. A mentor with expertise in the chosen field provides guidance on study design, methodology, and manuscript preparation. Establishing clear expectations and maintaining regular communication fosters a productive mentor-student relationship. Common mistakes include vague research questions, inadequate literature reviews, flawed methodologies, and ethical oversights. A well-defined research question ensures focus, while a comprehensive literature review prevents redundancy. Ethical compliance from the outset prevents delays and ensures research approval. From protocol to thesis, the journey. Once the protocol is approved, research must be conducted systematically, adhering to the proposed methodology. Data collection should be accurate, followed by statistical analysis to derive meaningful conclusions. The final step is thesis writing, where findings are documented, analyzed, and discussed in the context of existing literature. A well-structured thesis protocol ensures clarity, compliance, and research success. In this series, we covered essential aspects of protocol writing, institutional differences, and key structural requirements. In the next part, we'll guide you through writing a sample thesis protocol with practical examples. Stay tuned, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.